introduced you to a woman a few months ago after the school buses she purchased for a mobile hair salon business were vandalized with racial slurs. Well, now her story has gone international. Queen City News reporter Cindy Heiberger checked in with Angel Pittman today to get her reaction to the recent outpouring of support. I feel like there's hope.
Angel Pittman is a different person from the last time we saw her just about 2 months ago. Queen City News was the first to talk to her after 3 school buses she bought were vandalized with racial slurs and busted windows. She was planning to use those buses to create a mobile hairstyling business.
My dream is most definitely not crushed. It was, stumped on for a little bit, but I'm back up and I'm most definitely going to continue with my dream.
Since then, her story has gone international. In fact, the Guardian newspaper in London posted a piece on Angel's story Tuesday. Her GoFundMe to raise money for bus repairs and new land raised around $50,000 in just that one day, surpassing her $80,000 goal.
I was like, hold on, whoa.
A media push that restored her dream, but it's still not been easy going. In fact, since our last report, the 2 buses she first removed from her Salisbury lot have only been damaged further.
People were taking stuff off the buses that I guess they can use to sell or whatever.
And as for the 3rd bus that was just towed away Monday,
he said that it was horrible, that the bus was full of feces and urine.
Now Angel is in the process of finding new land for her buses in Charlotte, repairing 2 of the vandalized buses and buying a new one altogether. The money she's raised and the support she's found along the way, pushing her to the finish line. Cindy Heiberger, Queen City News.
Well, Angel says the law enforcement in Rowan County still has not filed charges against the person who vandalized her buses.
All right, so y'all heard that right there. And by the time y'all see this video, you'll probably have already heard of this story. Like I said, this story, well, like they said, this story has gone international because it really has gone viral on social media. But shout out to everybody that contributed to helping this young woman get everything back in order, with her GoFundMe. She was able to raise all of the money plus some what she needed in order to repair her buses. I believe she was getting, like, if I looked at it correctly, she was seeking $80,000 in repairs, for her buses, and she ended up receiving more than that, from the outpouring support. So definitely shout out to everybody for doing that. And, shout out to her for having the resilience to keep pushing forward, because anybody would have probably just stopped after doing this, especially when you took your hard-earned money to get these buses. They said she got 3 buses. That's not cheap. It's hard enough to get 1 bus, let alone 3. And she took her hard-earned money that she made to get these buses so she could start her own mobile hairstyling business, which is very interesting. That way she can travel to place in order to do hair for people, or have people come to her, just to get a different ambiance of being outside of a hair salon. And that's very different considering, it could be crowded and everything like that, the booking and everything. I'm sure that a lot of ladies can definitely see how tedious that can be. And it's something that's a sole proprietorship of her own, unless later down the line she planned on hiring more people. Now, as you can see right here in the picture next to her is a picture of one of the buses that was vandalized. And of course, they had to blur it out because of the stuff that they were putting onto her buses. And if you kind of look right here, right up in this area, in this region, you can see that they shattered one of the windows. It looked like they threw something through it and broke the windows, spray painted all types of things on there. And I think the craziest thing was when she mentioned how on one of the buses, it was urine and feces on there. I said, PC is some of the nastiest people, because when I hear that, it reminds me of January 6th, when they said that they had smeared feces on the walls and stuff like that. That's just one of the most disgusting things that anyone can do. You're putting your own bodily waste on property and think that that's okay. And what also got me was when she said they went back and took more stuff. Like, you already damaged the bus enough and now you took more stuff. She said, I guess things that they felt that they were going to sell and get money off of. What doesn't surprise me about this story is when they mention about how the cops have not charged anybody with this. So she was literally left to fend for herself. Now, to my knowledge, this Salisbury County is very PC. It doesn't have a huge black population there. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't sound like it's black friendly. I'll put it that way. So for her to actually pack up her shops and move and go to Charlotte, when they said that, I was literally on the other side of the screen nodding my head in agreement, because I think that might be the best bet for her. I would say either Charlotte or Raleigh, between those two, but I figure she want to go to Charlotte because it's the bigger city. And, you know, it attracts more people, and, you know, to get more eyes. And now that her story is out there, more and more people are going to flock to her. So I'm glad that, you know, she's finding the light at the end of the tunnel for this situation right here. And you know what's interesting? She literally had her, I guess you can say, her own mini Black Wall Street moment. I always say that when black people, businesses get sabotaged in any form of fashion, no matter how big or small their business is, and is at the hands of you know who, the usual suspects, I always say they had their mini Black Wall Street moment, in the sense of it got destroyed in hopes that it didn't get repaired. And it's funny because these same group of people will always try to tell black people, which is why I don't take them seriously, that you need to pull yourselves up by your bootstraps and this, that, and the third, stop being lazy. But when we actually do something, and not for their benefit, but for ours and for those around us, maybe such as customers or people who are engaged with our business, here they come wanting to destroy it, and sometimes often do, or find a way to sabotage it. So yeah, it's almost like a lose-lose situation, but for her, it seems to me that, you know, she's going to be able to bounce back from this. I'm glad she's going to a different location where hopefully she doesn't have to deal with this nonsense ever again. Again, shout out to her and her business. Shout out to the people that supported her and donated to her in order to get her some new buses, because again, buses are expensive, and she got 3 of them. That says a lot.